Many questions remain unanswered after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but perhaps the biggest is, how did the Secret Service and other authorities allow it to happen at all? On July 13, 2024, Donald Trump was speaking at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Gunshots could be heard as Trump put his hand up to his right ear and ducked below his podium as his Secret Service detail swarmed around him. Eventually, agents pulled Trump back up as he bled from his ear and whisked him to his SUV. It was a chaotic scene. Not only was Trump shot with a bullet piercing his ear, but several rally attendees were hit by gunfire. One spectator, 50-year-old Corey Comparator, was tragically killed while protecting his family. In the aftermath, the shooter was revealed to be 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, who had climbed up on top of a nearby rooftop with a firearm. Alarmingly, Crooks was spotted by nearby civilians who reportedly tried desperately to alert security before the shooting took place. How did Crooks get up there, seemingly without being noticed by the Secret Service? Timothy McCarthy, a former agent who retired from the agency in 1994 and who took a bullet for President Ronald Reagan in 1981, summed up the uncertainty of it all, telling the Associated Press, "How did that person get up on that building? How did that happen? I mean, that's the key to the entire thing. And what measures were put in place to prevent it?" Apparently, the building, which was about 140 meters away from where Trump was standing, was the responsibility of the local police. Secret Service head Kimberly Cheadle took responsibility for allowing the attack to happen, saying,
"The Secret Service is responsible for the protection of the former president.
So the buck stops with you?
The buck stops with me."
But she also implied that other authorities were culpable as well, saying there was local police in the area that were responsible for the outer perimeter of the building. According to the BBC, there were 3 police snipers stationed inside the building that Crooks fired from. There have even been allegations that those snipers were aware of Crooks being on top of the building. Numerous news outlets obtained video evidence of bystanders warning authorities of someone climbing onto the building from the outside.
I look up at the top of the AGR building, and there was a gentleman going in prone position with a rifle.
The Washington Post notes that bystanders warned police of Crooks' presence a full 86 seconds before the shots were fired. In a tense situation like that, that's a lifetime. So if bystanders could see Crooks on the building, and officers were allegedly aware of his presence, how was he able to fire off as many shots as he did before being taken down by a Secret Service sniper? That's the big question everyone's trying to answer. The FBI is conducting an investigation into the events of the day. A July 15th update on the agency's website reads in part, "The FBI has conducted nearly 100 interviews of law enforcement personnel, event attendees, and other witnesses." That work continues. The Secret Service itself is also doing an internal review, according to the Associated Press. Former Secret Service personnel told the AP such a lapse could have been caused by officers neglecting their posts or a flaw in the event's security plan. It's possible the exact reason why Crooks was able to cause as much harm as he did will never be totally clear, but it's almost certain to change how the Secret Service operates at events like this one and how they interact with local authorities. The scrutiny on the Secret Service comes in the wake of several high-profile security lapses. While the assassination attempt is clearly the most major recent lapse, other incidents have made national headlines as well. In December 2023, a driver slammed into a Secret Service vehicle near President Biden's motorcade, prompting a frenzied response as the president and first lady were rushed into a waiting car. More disturbingly, in April 2024, an armed Secret Service agent assigned to Vice President Kamala Harris's detail was immediately removed from service after a violent altercation with fellow agents. That agent was reportedly acting erratically before attacking fellow agents at Andrews Air Force Base before ultimately being handcuffed. The Secret Service described the incident as a medical matter. A week prior to the attempted assassination of Trump, Director Cheadle told George Stephanopoulos that the agency saw no specific or credible threats stemming from the polarized political climate in 2024. Speaking about the agency's readiness, she said in part, "We have to make sure we are assessing the risk of any threat that may come at us, whether it's a lone gunman, organized attack, or an organized group."